88 car, Brad Keselowski, who finished third here back in the spring, started back in 30th, but has been moving his way up. Mike.
Yeah, and he's all the way up to 13th now, Doc. But you heard him radio in not too long ago saying it's, what, about an 8 loose? What's it like driving that car?
Well, it's a little bit of handful right now, but the way the nationwide cars drive with the smaller plate and all that, they got to be loose to be fast. So it's just a little too much right now. I feel like we're one adjustment away from being able to take the U.S. Navy Chevrolet up to the top 5.
And thinking back to the spring, I mean, this is the same car you had that almost went to victory lane. How's it driving tonight compared to the way you remember the spring race going?
Just a little bit looser, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if the track's changed. I think we're really close on the setup, but we worked really hard on this car. Everyone at Junior Motorsports, and I got to thank them for that. And we worked on getting the front end to work, so it's working. Just got to get a little bit more rear grip, and I think we can run with them.
Well, Doc, you heard him say that he feels like he's maybe one adjustment away from getting this car right where he needs it to be. And remember, back in the spring, he was certainly a guy to watch as they went for the checkers.
Mike, he had the fastest car here in the final 30 laps of that race in the spring. And not only has the car gotten strong, this young man, with the help of Pop Fury, the guy to his left there, who helped lead Dale Earnhardt Jr. to 2 championships and then what was then the NASCAR Busch Series. This young man has won twice this year, but this whole team has come a long way. And it has been quite a journey for Junior Motorsports before and after they were able to get a hold of Brad Keselowski. Lap 1, turn 1, and there goes the 88 car, the Navy Chevy, up across the racetrack.
I need to get finishes under my belt as an owner. We were losing money and spending money on hand over fist, and we were just going through so much inventory. I just had to get to where I could finish some races because we were going down, we were sinking shit. I talked to Brad at Bristol. He talked about his team and how it was built and what the issues were, to how to get it better, and he understood it really well. I could tell that he could see what was going on around him and was pretty intelligent, so that was great. Plus he had a decent ability on the racetrack as a driver, period. And so that's what we needed. That's exactly what we needed. So he fit right in.
And there's Brad Keselowski getting his first of 3 consecutive rides in the car owned by Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I was lucky to get the opportunity that I've gotten by starting out with a smaller team, that maybe I've learned some lessons that have made me better and more prepared for this opportunity.
You got to think Dale Earnhardt Jr. is real proud of this guy. This is exactly what he was looking for, somebody to be solid and bring this car home.
It took me a while to convince people that Brad was better than his statistics. He was definitely going to be an improvement in a way for this company to get its head above water. The team overall has stepped it up from last year. I contribute a lot of that to Brad, and him just growing up, I feel like everyone's starting to kind of see what I'm seeing, that he's got a good amount of talent.
The whole time he's been there and been supportive, and like, what can we do to get better? Maybe we ought to look at this or that, and he's just always there and always thinking about it, which is really cool to have an owner like that.
They have come a long way, both the race team and this young race driver from Rochester Hills, Michigan. And the rest of the story, well, it was all upward in this team this year. Nashville, Tennessee on the concrete in Music City. In his 49th career start, Brad Keselowski became a first-time winner and got that coveted Gibson guitar. And then all the way from 37th starting spot in Bristol, Tennessee, once again on the concrete. He makes the pass, a points leader Clint Boyer, and would come home with win number 2. And here are the current point standings. He was second at the time in the points. He's had some struggles down the stretch, but he's currently back in 3rd position behind Boyer and Edwards. So for only a second-year driver, first full year in the circuit, not bad at all to find himself 3rd overall in the standings.